hello artist friends. Christmas is certainly just around the corner, so in today's tutorial I'm going to be painting this lovely Christmassy wreath filled with beautiful Australian native flowers. So sometimes I get a little bit sick of red and green during Christmas, so I like to be a bit different and paint something a little bit off the typical Christmassy colors, and I really hope you like this one. I had a great time painting it. Watch on. Okay, so we are approaching Christmas soon, and today I'm going to paint for you this beautiful wreath. Now, it doesn't have your classic Christmas colors, you know, the red and greens. It's more of a very muted, deliciously colored, Australian inspired wreath. So it's got eucalyptus leaves, it's got sorry, I don't know all the names. I've got kangaroo paws, and I think these are just gum flowers, eucalyptus gum flowers that are white. So if you want to have a look at this reference photo while you paint with me, everything is downloadable at my Patreon. I'll give you the link to the Pinterest photo, and I always give you the credit, the photographer of this, but it is a Patreon perk to know where I have gotten this painting from, photo from. So otherwise, you are totally welcome to paint along with me, just watching the video. I am using my 9x12 100% cotton Medan watercolor paper cold press. Find the link in the description below. I have a 10% code. I always do for my Medan watercolor paint, Medan brand items. Otherwise, let's start painting. Okay, so it is going to be helpful to maybe sketch a very, very light circle. You don't have to do this, but you know, sometimes I try to be a little bit accurate, and I do try to plan. So looking for a pencil. Wow, I can't find a single pencil in all of my watercolor, all of my supplies. Okay, found one. All right, this is just actually a watercolor pencil. So I'm going to very, very lightly draw a little circle, and I'm just using a masking tape circle, and it might be a bit small, you think, but the thing is, it's just a guide. All right, so I won't, if you have something bigger, by all means go, but this is just a guide, and I might not use you know, the flowers will just go everywhere, if you know what I mean. This is my size 10 Princeton Velvet Touch. I'm going to actually wipe down my palette a little bit because I want a little fresh area to mix my paints, and sometimes my palette can get a little bit too gunky. So let me know in the comments, how is this Christmas time treating you? How is it going? Is it stressful? Is it the time you look forward to every year? Or is it something that you know, you don't really care much about? It's different for everyone, isn't it? But certainly it's also a time to sort of reflect upon the whole year and yeah, really take stock of where you're at, isn't it? Okay, so I am drawn to create the centers of these yellow gum leaf flowers, and I think that will be a nice sort of like anchor point of where, you know, where I want to place my things. And then I'm going to use that same yellow that's on the brush and place them where I notice there are these beautiful yellow filler flowers all over this wreath. You might wonder, like, you know, what's my method in terms of looking at reference photo and painting? And actually, I don't have a fixed method. I kind of like work in a way that makes sense to me. So anyway, now I'm just mixing a permanent rose with a bit of burnt umber to create like a dusty, purpley brown, maybe a touch of mineral violet, because there are these really lovely, like almost pink but dried eucalyptus leaves everywhere. And same thing, I'm just going to go around the wreath and place this where I see these flowers, these leaves, and I'm just using my whole brush, pressing it down to create that fat leaf shape. And then maybe I'm just going to dip in more of that dark sazine purple and a bit more of the burnt umber, and then going around again to just place them in places where this whole process of creating a wreath that goes around in a circle. It's almost like creating a pattern, isn't it? So I'm mixing a blue now to paint the very, very light, ghostly, smoky, permanent, so we're talking about eucalyptus leaves. And so indigo with lots of water, and I'm just going to place them, so using the side of my brush to stack them. So these are like, these eucalyptus leaves are like stacked. You know how they kind of like stack one in front of the other? So varying the pressure of my brush, just stacking it, and then dropping some of the darker pigment here and there. Okay, now I'm going to link some of the foliage with stems. Getting some, what do you call, yellow ochre to create some stems that links everything back to the wreath somehow. And really, you will see how I'm very loose with this, super loose, okay? Just, it's all about relaxing, having a nice time, just chill. And no need to get everything super perfect. So I'm just getting a lighter value of that purpley leaf, and because I just want a bit more variety in value. So some light, some dark. Okay, so let's go on to do the leaves now. So always a lovely, lovely step to put some leaf green in. So I've got sap green, I've got my shadow green here, and maybe a touch of indigo. And we will just alter this green as we go around, all right? So there are many different leaves I see. So I'm going to start with these long eucalyptus leaves that are just popping up around the wreath here and there. Gosh, guys, it's like the general direction of the wreath is this way, okay? So, all right, gonna alter that hue now with a bit of this yellow and play with that. And allow yourself to go over some of the existing stuff. You know, it doesn't have to be super perfect or anything. Coming back to the pink and filling it in some of the areas. So what I like about these kind of paintings is you can, or I like to just just go around and alternate what I'm doing. So now I am putting some of that blue into that green and creating a bluish green leaf. Okay, so a bit of that blue and in a light value. Ooh, that's pretty dark. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right, and then just filling up more that pink here and there. And to be honest, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out because it's looking a little bit crazy. But I'm gonna have a bit of faith and keep going. Just keep going. Use the principles that you learned, like varying the hue, varying the intensity. So I decided to go in with the dark leaf now, just to amp things up in this composition. All right, so now it's all about the leaves already. I feel like I have enough of the flowers down, at least the base layer, and I'm just gonna go and fill up the whole thing with leaves. So using my shadow green, or you can just dip indigo into whatever green, and creating that dark value leaf. And as I said, just feel like I feel like the direction of the wreath is going in this clockwise way. You don't have to adhere to, if you make it super clockwise with every single element pointing in one direction, then it becomes a bit artificial. So, but generally have most of your things in this direction and some out of it, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'm actually getting excited now. I don't know if you can tell by my voice that it's going a bit more exciting because it's filling out. All right, so green gold now. I'm not really following my image any longer because I'm just using the palette that I have and also just leaning into intuition and what I know that works, that will work, okay? All right, so step back. The thing about a wreath in a square shape canvas or paper is that it might look boxy. So at this point, I'm just gonna allow my leaves to extend out of the page so that it feels like, it's extending out. All right, so I want to put a touch of that kangaroo paw, which is this beautiful orange, Scarlet Lake kind of thing, and I think it will give it that little Australian / Christmas vibe that maybe it's not getting it right now. So I'm just placing that pink, orange. So I have a bit Scarlet Lake orange mix. And I'm just going around here and there. And maybe one here, one here. So the trick to florals is to be random but not too patterny. Okay, you know what I mean. I want to bring back the yellow that I placed in the beginning, which is a little bit lost now. And you notice how I said I was going to start with those white gum flowers and I put the little yellow things around and it's totally gone. And that's fine because I think it's gone. It's gone. We're not going to put that back in. It's fine. It's appearing to be a different kind of wreath right now. All right, so I think at this point, what I want to do is just go in with some sepia and brown umber and use them as kind of like connecting stems. So this is also another like way to have your wreath kind of connect in a circle visually. Not too much, not too deliberately and obvious, okay? So here and there. Okay, what's happening now? Oh my, I've just looked at it through the screen and I think it looks really nice. So I'm gonna let it dry and then we're gonna come back and put some details on here because I'm loving how this looks like. Join me back. All right, we are back. I'm gonna paint the next layer of this really lovely Christmas wreath, and I am going to be grabbing my size 4, sorry, this is size 6. Maybe my size 4 silver black velvet round brush. I do enjoy using this brush for my layering, and I'm just gonna keep it really light and just use this layering to just pop, let you know the depth, rather let some of the details pop a little bit more, and to let some of the value difference, you know, be more obvious as well. So I'm just grabbing sepia, burnt umber, and mixing it with indigo. And I am going to use that as just some vein detail on some of the leaves. So don't ask me why I'm starting with the veins. It's so interesting when you study your own process and you also wonder, like, why is it that I'm doing this first and that next? Because I paint pretty intuitively, meaning I paint what I feel like. And of course, I learned some basics and steps from, you know, from other teachers and artists here on YouTube, taking courses, practicing, but ultimately, I think if I have to sum up how I paint and what to paint, I decide what to paint first, second, and third, is basically what I feel needs to happen now for it to look balanced for me and to satisfy my need to see it on its way to completion. And that for me in this painting are these veins. And already I'm feeling, oh my God, did I go a bit too much with that? Because it feels a bit much, but it's okay. I'm gonna just pause there, and now I'm going to go just into burnt umber with a little bit of this yellow ochre that I had on my palette, and I'm going to put some lines in these purple leaves. So these are actually leaves as well, some kind of a purple eucalyptus, and just letting all of these come to life with a bit more detail. Okay, now I am going back into that brown, that deep black brown, and I'm going to just using this darkness to add the depth in value that I really crave for. And these are like kind of like branches maybe, and connecting stems. Sometimes you don't need to like paint the object. Sometimes you can just like paint just almost like the shadowy parts of it behind some of the objects that you see to let everything pop a little bit more. Okay, so now feel like I need a bit of pink. I'm gonna grab a bit of pink And I am layering that pink on this kangaroo paw orange bit. Okay, and then I'm feeling like this is a bit of a, all these lines are a bit of a mess, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my brush and I'm going to just go over some of the leaves to help spread the pigment a bit so it appears less harsh. Okay, so I do that sometimes when I feel like I've made too harsh of lines with my leaves. Okay, that's cool. All right, so just back to indigo and gonna put the lines in these blue ones, but super light. Okay, super light. So that it's there, that's all. And then just a darker pick value indigo to accentuate this one here. All right. And then just pull yourself away for a bit to see what else it needs. I'm just going with a very, very light value of green in this brush. And I'm going to just put very light leafy marks around because I'm feeling that the whole thing feels quite heavy and it just needs a bit of like some light value objects to pull it out and away and make it just lighter overall. Okay, finally, okay, this is gonna be a last minute spur of the moment decision, and I want to add some berries, some red berries in some parts of this wreath because I feel that it's something's missing. Something is missing that makes it really Christmassy. And also, like, I feel like there's something that the eye needs to latch onto that is not here. Okay, this brush is not working out for me. It's too soft to make these circles. So I'm going to my Princeton Heritage size 6. There we go. There's a bit more control to make these round berries. Okay, so find some light spots. If there's any like empty spots left, and you can place just some little red berries here and there. And like I said, this is an experiment. I don't know if it'll work, but you are just seeing my process here. Oh my God, I like it. I do. I'm just gonna, a few more here and there, and then maybe one here. Okay. And just to make everything connect a little bit, burnt umber to just pull together those berries into some kind of a stem. And there you have it. This is my super loose Christmas wreath that's not obviously with Christmas colors. Very messy, very fun to do. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to my channel. Tag me on Instagram @CrystalTanArt. If you paint this, I want to have a look. Otherwise, I hope you love your painting and then you can put it up every year during Christmas time. Have a wonderful Christmas holidays. Love to you, especially to my Patreons who have been supporting me so long on my channel. Take care and see you soon.